My name is Fran Powell, and I am a nurse. I'm a simulation education specialist, and I work at Wake Med in Raleigh, North Carolina. I work for Amar Patel, whose background is different than mine. He has a firefighter paramedic background. So together, we provide education services for healthcare providers anywhere from nurses to respiratory therapists to EMT, paramedics, firefighters, nurse aides. So it could be anyone in healthcare. Well, actually, they don't even have to be in healthcare. We can provide simulation experiences for virtually anyone. Our center is a Wake Med Center for Innovative Learning is a regional simulation center, so it is actually open to anyone. I have been an educator for over 15 years, so I started out with simulation, the most basic before it was called simulation, with the Annie mannequin. So Laerdal, Recess Annie, and I go way back. And initially we would do simulation where it was a static mannequin, and it would be scripted where nurses would have different roles. So it was in the hospital with nursing staff and training those kind of roles. Then maybe about 8 years ago, I transferred into nursing education department. So rather than unit specific, I started doing training hospital-wide. And then about 5 years ago, simulation came to Wake Med. And with that, I actually kind of wanted to transfer into the simulation department because I saw where you could go with education and training with simulation. So I said, if someone gets to do it, it has to be me. I was asked to be a speaker because I have experience in simulation, and I have actually presented at simulation conferences in the past, and I presented at Birds of a Feather, which I guess is kind of the introductory sessions that way you all can make sure that I am good at presenting, or make sure that I can hold the audience's attention and that kind of thing. So it was kind of, I guess, an introductory thing for me. But I also, I guess, was asked because I work with Amar Patel, and he was the keynote on day one. So, and he could actually vouch for me that he knows that I have experience too. I think it was also to share my knowledge in using simulation and the different ways you can use it, because I presented the session on improving realism. The value that I see in attending SUN is for an experienced person, for someone who has years of experience. The value is in sharing. For a new person, the value is in you can be overwhelmed. And there's so many resources. And I think what you'll find is when you start to talk to almost anyone in simulation, they get so excited about it that people are so willing to share that you'll find the family of simulation users is so friendly that you have resources all around, well, around the world, really. And with communication with email and telephones, and there's no need for people to panic and fail. There's always someone who's willing to help. A lot of our time we spend connecting with people, departments, universities, and nursing schools that are starting up and don't know what to do. This is my first SUN conference, and I wouldn't expect anything less from Laerdal, but I was very impressed with everything from, the registration process all the way through. Just really top-notch. Everyone was so helpful. And by being the nurse planner, and I got the program approved for the nursing contact hours. The objective there, that the content has to be non-biased, as it's presented. And Laerdal's focus so often is on the education process and how you can use simulation, but it's not about by this mannequin. It's about how you can improve, what you're currently doing, how you can enhance your learning. And so I'm just so thrilled, to be part of this. I really am. And you could see the enthusiasm with all the participants, too. We actually had someone at the end of the Birds of a Feather session last night who said he was new in simulation, and he wasn't even sure until the last minute that he was going to attend. And he was just so glad that he attended, and he got so much more out of it. And it was only day one, so I'm very glad to be here.